Hi everyone, welcome to the SST College of Arts and Commerce. You are watching SST Edupedia. Myself, Assistant Professor Akanksha Pawar. Today's section will be conducted on economics subject. This syllabus, same of SYBMS and SYBBI students have same syllabus. So let's go through the syllabus. SAME 4 is divided into 4 modules. Module 1, Introduction to Microeconomics. In this module, we learn about meaning, definition, scope, importance of microeconomics. Module 2, it's talk about money, inflation and monetary policy. In this module, we learn about how money flow in the economy and inflation, how to effect of price rises, etc. Module 3, it talks about fiscal policy. In this module, we learn about the role of government, economy, how to our economy works, public expenditure, public debts, etc. Open economy, it means trade theory. In this theory, we learn about the foreign investment, foreign exchange trade, balance of payment, etc. Chapter number 1 is microeconomics. In this microeconomy topic to be covered, meaning, definition, school of thoughts and importance of microeconomics. See, now everyone knows what is the economics. Economics is a social science that deals with the economy. Economics is divided into 2 branches, microeconomy and macroeconomy. Micro means small and macro means large. Microeconomics is study about the individual units. And then what do you mean by individual units? For example, individual consumption, individual investment, individual output, means in short, this microeconomics is study about the individual units. Now, macroeconomics is study about the whole nation. For example, national output, national income, national expenditure. It means this microeconomics is study about the whole of nation at aggregate of the system. Now, what is the meaning of microeconomics and definition of the microeconomics? The term micro has been derived from the Greek word. It means macros. Now, which means large. Microeconomics deals with the overall performance of the economy and is concerned with the study of problem of the economy like inflation, unemployment and poverty, etc. It means this microeconomics not only study about the overall system, it's find some solution also like problem, inflation, unemployment, poverty, etc. Definition of macroeconomics. According to K.E. Balding, microeconomics is the part of economics. We study the overall averages, it means we study about the aggregate of the system, total system, for example, national income, national output, we study about the whole overall system of the economy. See, there are 3 school of thoughts in microeconomics. Classical, first one is classical microeconomics, second is Keynesian microeconomics and third one is post-Keynesian microeconomics. Now, what is the school of classical microeconomics? The classical school is that the main basic concept of classical school is that the focus of how economy works, okay, without any government intervention. The market work best when they are left alone without government intervention. This is the basic concept of classical economics. After Keynesian theory come in 1929, before the 1929, during the Great Depression in USA, the policymaker could not find a solution. That time Keynesian raised a question to classical theory. Why market can fail and why need to government play important role in the economy? Because of this classical theory, it is not followed. That's why Keynesian theory came, and after this Keynesian theory came post-Keynesian theory. And now what is the post-Keynesian theory? In this theory, the Keynesian theory plus combined new classical theory. Now what is the new classical theory? The consumption, investment, money, it's new classical theory. Now comes post-Keynesian theory. Now we learn about importance of microeconomics. There are many importance of microeconomics, but today we see about some importance of microeconomics. First is understanding the functioning of economy. Because of microeconomics, we can easily understand how our economic fluctuated, how our economic market. First point is the study of microeconomics helps to understand how economy works. Because of this microeconomics, it helps to understand how our economy works. It helps to understand the relationship between the different sectors of economy like household, business, government. There are three sectors of economy. We have proper knowledge about that microeconomics, then we can easily understood the relationship between their of sectors. Now which sector? There are three sectors, two sectors, four sectors are there. Then we can understand the relationship between of this sector. There are three types of economic system. Capitalist means private sector, socialist means public sector, mixed means both sector. Our Indian economy is mixed economy because private and government sector are present there. Now for example, Indian Railways comes under the government sector, Tata, Reliance, it comes under the private sector. It means our Indian economy is mixed economy because both are present here. Microeconomics study this economic for a better future, better growth. Understanding economic performance. The two most important signs or indicators of the country growth or economic performance. See, because of the microeconomics, we can easily know where we stand to others country, where we stand, what is our rank as compared to others country. Now there are two indicators, economic development and economic growth. Because of that we can easily understood our economic growth. Microeconomics study national income and per capita income to compare a different countries' economy, so that we can understand where we stand compared to the others country and countries rank on the basis of national income and per capita income. Formulating government policy. Microeconomics helps the government to make economic policy and social policy. Economic policy is related to money and social policy is related to the social welfare. Keynesian theory has helped many developed countries to deal with recession, unemployment and inflation. Similarly, developing countries make plans and policy for growth and development using microeconomics. It means not only developing countries use this plans and policy, Keynesian theory, but also developed countries use this Keynesian theory for a better growth and economic fluctuation. Making political choice. People make political choice on the basis of microeconomics. See, we have proper knowledge about the microeconomics, then to make good political choice, we can have choice to make our political choice. There are some indicators, because of that we understood which politician is good for us, like employment generation, control of inflation, welfare of the people, etc. Political parties and leaders try to win vote by promising economy benefits like employment, income, price control and social welfare. Microeconomics help you to make a good political choice if you understand microeconomics truly. If you have proper knowledge about microeconomics, then it's to help you make a good political choice. Forecasting future trends means prediction for a future trends. Businessmen can formulate future policy for them with the indicators like interest rate, exchange rate, growth rate, income, employment, etc. Government can also use the above indicators to make a policy of the country. It means, so businessmen and government take some analysis. For example, some indicators are there, whether in future exchange rate high or low, in future what will be exchange rate, what will be employment level in future. There are many indicators. Because of that we forecasting our future trend and we try to come to the some decision point also. See, here we understood about the meaning, definition and importance of microeconomics. For our economic growth, there are most important of microeconomics. Thank you.